And this morning, as we journey to Tobago, we're speaking with Andre Phillips, who is of the Pioneers Gallery in Tobago. Good morning to you, sir.
A pleasant good morning, Ria, and a very good morning to the whole country, Trinidad and Tobago.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for joining us this morning. Pioneers Gallery, tell us all about it in Tobago.
Well, Ria, I have been involved in research of legends, heroes, and pioneers as the driving force behind the Push Foundation. The Push Foundation, People United to Save Our Heritage. We've been doing this kind of work since 2001. Our organization was established in 1995, but we were incorporated in 2001. And in that year, we started to take a deeper look at how to recognize and celebrate our legends, and of course the educational value of such, as very little had been done in respect of our heroes. So having actually done a lot of research and produced products out of our work in terms of exhibitions, after about 7-8 years, started looking at how to bring this kind of work to the screen. And in 2012, I took the position that I would seek to get some resources and produce conversations with Tobago legends, Tobago heroes, trailblazers in the national space, because we felt it is important to let Trinidad and Tobago know that several Tobagonians have contributed to this country's post-independence development. It has led to good reviews by a number of people, particularly in Tobago, who have not been privy to see this kind of information. As a matter of fact, I would say in 2012, the program was called Against All Odds. That was the Conversations with Legends, Living Legends. And we did about a series, 13 episodes. And that really took me along the path that eventually we have to find ourselves a space where people can come and really consistently be able to review what we showcase about our pioneers, our heroes and legends. And in 2016, I think I did what was really the masterpiece work in that I produced Tobago Footprints on the Nation, from Robinson to Rowley.
Wow.
So that is from Mr. A.N.R. Robinson, who came into the spotlight in the early 1960s, and it covers up to the period when Dr. Keith Rowley, in 2010, assumed the position of opposition leader. Now, that film, considered epic by some in the industry, was adapted for television. It's 3 hours and 17 minutes, a documentary film. As a matter of fact, Ria, it had been shown firstly on CTV. Yes, and that was from September to November. We had a mini-series. It was adapted as 8 half-an-hour programs. While doing that, we started to get a sense of what people wanted after this left the screen. And we took the bold initiative to start what you may call a little historical museum. Pioneers Gallery is the outgrowth of my last major project in terms of that documentary film. And we now have a permanent place for showcasing the achievers, national and in terms of the island of Tobago.
Now, tell us some of the other people that you have featured, that you have showcased with the history of Tobago, because Tobago's history is quite diverse and quite different from Trinidad's history. So who were some of the people that you actually showcased, and how difficult was it to get information on them?
Before that, I should say that our work is largely focused on the legends, achievers, the trailblazing exploits of the 1900s.
Okay.
So we anchor ourselves as contemporary history experts on what Tobagonians have been doing. And when that series was done last year, very significant amount of work was done. The research elements included speaking with persons who live their lives in association or parallel to people like Eugenio Moore, former economist, Doddridge Allen, once the head of the public service, J.D. Elder, who of course everybody should know by now.
You're calling some names that I haven't heard in a while.
Yes, we also had people like Dr. David Kwamina, who was the first dermatologist in our region, the Caribbean. So there are about 23 legends that have been highlighted now in the first exhibition that Pusher's mounted in the space. And these include women like Pam Nicholson, our first parliamentarian elected in the elected house, in the lower house. Eileen Gillum, who's been a tremendous resource. She's been a dynamo in the cooperative movement and in culture and dance. Of course, Dr. Eastland Mackenzie, who was dramatist, independent senator, and continues to be a major influence in Tobago and Trinidad. So among the 23, we've been able to do that. And some of the sources that I've used, particularly coming out of, in producing that last film, I actually had to, in addition to speaking with the heroes, with the colleagues of the heroes, I've actually had to go to obituaries in some instances, or eulogies, and look at citations where they received awards, whether it was at the national award level or honorary doctorates at the University of the West Indies. And in one instance, the OCC, because you know that Mr. A.N.R. Robinson is highlighted, and he is Tobago's first recipient of the Order of CARICOM community.
Wow.
So when people come to this space, Ria, they are coming in and taking a journey through the 1900s. It starts with Sylvan Bowles. Sylvan Bowles has been the greatest philanthropist I think that this country has produced. Homegrown fellow coming from a peasant family, went away to study, eventually as an old guy in the United States. He prospered in the United States as a dentist, and his heart was on getting his Tobagonian counterparts and compatriots a better education. He set up a trust fund, and although he died around 1963, almost 50 years later, his trust fund is serving the needs of Tobagonians, because we now have something called, we continue to have something called the Bowles Scholarship. As a matter of fact, it was around 1997 that so many years after his death, he was posthumously honored.
Good, very good. Where can one find the Pioneers Gallery? Where is it located? And can anybody just, go in and see the history, experience the history of Tobago?
We are located in Susu Lands, also called New Grange Development. That is just off Mount Pleasant. We've been Hummingbird and Goldfinch Avenue. We are at the intersection there. There are a number of signs that will lead people to the location. We are in a neighborhood, and there's a rich kind of feel, because you get a homely feel when you come into the location. The Hall of Heroes is the first place or aspect of it that we have established that houses the exhibits, and then we have a courtyard. So we actually combine the experience of enhancing your knowledge horizon by gaining a good access of the history. And then we are now going to be moving into using the courtyard, integrating it by having a number of events which I want to share with the community, that we are soon going to be launching epic events at the gallery.
Lovely to hear. Tobago Heritage Festival is also coming up. Are you going to be a part of it?
Yes, we had initial discussions sometime around December, January, when we mounted an exhibition for the Community Development Division. That ended in January. That was our last exhibition outside. And we had some talks that we would do some work with them. But we're going to do that work in the space. And that's where the epic events is in focus.
Okay.
We plan to do our first epic event on Indian Arrival Day. That is the 30th of May.
Yes.
And this would be where we are inviting. It's really a repository of persons coming with material that highlight the contributions and celebrate the lives of some of our legends. In this first one, we want the focus to be on women pioneers of Tobago.
Okay.
The people who have poetry, songs, even if they do extempo, and any other form of creativity in celebrating these heroes. We want to have them all in one space, doing their pieces, and that is the essence of the Epic event. So Epic 1 focuses on women, and Epic Event 2, which is going to be just around Corpus Christi, that is also going to be focusing on women. So persons who are interested in being part of this new rollout of celebrating our legends can feel free to get in touch with us at 789-7660. That's a push number. So that we will know what you are interested in doing and bring you into our showcase. So that's a live showcase celebrating the legends that goes along with the exhibits. So when we put those on, people have the opportunity to not be an audience, you know, but to participate on a deeper level.
Be a part of history. Thank you so much, Mr. Phillips, Andre Phillips of Pioneers Gallery in Tobago. Very interesting, and I hope that we rerun that series as well here on CTV.
I would hope so too. And before I sign off, I also want to say that we have just started our schools outreach. We know there are a number of students who have some time on their hand having completed the SEA. And so our school outreach program, you can call our number and find out how you can get into our program and let the schools, the children's knowledge increase. Not just the primary school, and in particularly we want the secondary schools to be aware. School outreach programs, Monday to Friday, they can book and make tours to their program.
Thank you so much, Mr. Phillips, and have a good day. A fantastic one at that.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.